Hey guys, so we're now going to show you how to do the seatbelt part of things, and the seatbelt part is the bit that a lot of people overlook, and it's so important. Now, before I go ahead, this is quite a generic video. This is the kind of more complicated setup. We're showing you the hardest setup for the seatbelt in this vehicle. There is an easier setup where you've not got all these little attachments. It's basically just this that would be attached in there, and it comes over to a stock like that. Brian, can you zoom in on that? Obviously the stock's not there, the stock will sit about here, and it's just like a normal seatbelt. You bring that over into the stock. First thing you need to do is this bit here, you need to attach that hook down onto that bit. Now, what's important is you don't want it going on that way, you want it going on that way, like so. And you want to have as few twists in this as you can. So you put that on there until you hear it click, and that's it in place. Then what you're basically doing with the other part here, this seems like kryptonite in fact, guys, at first. Once you've done this a few times, it's an absolute doddle. Again, you want to make sure the flat part goes on there, like so. Click that into place. And the important thing is, this is basically forming the stock that you've not got in this vehicle. Think of this as the stock that you would normally plug into. And you kind of want it to sit about there. You don't want it to be sitting the person. You can adjust the length of this to make it longer. You pull that, like so. And to shorten it, it's really obvious, you're just pulling that. Okay guys? And then a little bit shorter, so it's kind of all happening outside the wheelchair. And then what I would do is I would have that sitting there. And then what we do is I'll attach this first, then I'll show you all the nuances first. So we get this on and you feed it through like that. That's it. And lift the arm up here. Graham can lift his arm up, some people can't. And then the important thing is, if Brian, we're going now down here. Brian's trying not to fall over. You need to stay off that vodka in the morning, Brian. But anyway, what you don't want is that happening. And in the welded seats, you've not got this lovely touch. You want to be going down there. And then we attach this. And we can get this a bit tighter. Now what I'll do is I'll show you all the little nuances just now. I think, Brian, if you could come around to the side there. I'll show you this. Right guys, so this is the important thing with the seatbelt. You can see that isn't good. That's not good. In an accident, it's not going to be good for your intestines. So in an ideal world, what you want is, you want this to be over the hips as much as possible and as low down as you can possibly get, okay? So, and if you've got that going over the arms, you can't do that. So as low down and over the hips as you can possibly get for that part. You just don't want it up there. As low down as you can get. And that's about as low down as you can get. You can adjust that with the sides. And then the next important thing is, you can see that's against Graham's neck. This is adjustable. Ideally, that is the ideal position. You want the shoulder part going down, midpoint. You don't want it too far down there, but clearly you don't want it too high up there. So you can adjust the length of this to bring it up. You just go like so. Obviously we're not doing this in this case, but to bring it up you just pull it. You actually have to hold that centre one of the three, and that makes it easier to pull. But I don't want to take Graham's neck off here, so to bring it down you just actually lift this up and then pull that, and that's taken off Graham's neck nicely. That's fine. That even though it looks a bit close to his neck, if you actually do it in yourself in a normal seat, it usually is quite close. It's not going to do that in an accident, because you don't want this. You could probably come down a little bit more, but you don't want to come down that far that it's then sliding off there, because then it's not going to do its job. And I think that's pretty much, again, a reiteration, you don't want this too high up the stomach, and you don't want it to go over the arms of the wheelchair, because the wheelchair is already beautifully restrained by the restraints. All this is doing, if it's going over the wheelchair, is protecting the wheelchair. It's not, the person would slip out in an accident. So, and you want this as low as you can possibly get. And that's it for the seatbelt.